What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. This is Danny again with Flipping Tables, here with the Expedition the Horror playthrough. So as you can see, I've got everything set up already. I've got my ability cards here. I've got the enemies here, the stack of loot cards right there, tier 1, 2, and 3, just kind of stacked on top of each other, just for sake of space. Character cards here, and then I've got my app ready to go. So as you can see, starting things off, the app just has all players hold one finger on the screen or double tap to manually set player count. So before you even do anything, it will register the player count. These are the preloaded quests or adventures, whatever you want to call them. It has in here learning to adventure, learning the horror, and then 3 other ones that I don't know. I haven't played through any of those yet. Honestly, haven't played through learning the horror yet. I've just played learning to adventure earlier today, just to kind of get a feel for it before delving into this even more and doing the video. But before we even do that, we will go to more quests. So right now, because I only have one player selected, it's going to just default to however many players are on this adventure for searching, and you can always just change it in the settings by tapping those 3 dots there and then tapping settings. But we will search, and this is all adventures that have been uploaded by the community so far, and there is quite a bit on there, all different time frames, some that are 10 to 30 minutes. I saw one on here earlier that was in the 4-hour range when I was looking through at higher player counts. So it looks like for one player, the longest one on here is 2 to 3 hours. Which, if you're just bored sitting at home, or you're waiting on a flight or anything like that, waiting on people to show up, meet you at the game store, this is perfect. We're gonna back on out of that. And a quicker way to do that is, again, tap the 3 dots and just tap home, and it'll just bring you back to this screen. You select the players again. We're going to start with learning to adventure. So this just goes through the setup for you. Kind of walks you through what to do. So let's see. Adventurers, solo play. Select 2 adventurers of your choice and set them face up in front of you. 1 to 2 players. Sorry, the dog is walking on the tripod. 1 to 2 players. We do not recommend using adventurers with music abilities. The horror. Draw a persona card, set it face up in front of you, and attach a clip at base. So, from what I recall, doing the learning to play earlier today, it didn't use any of the horror effects, but I've got those all handy, so we're just gonna sit those down as well. So let's see who we want to play as. Got the Pack Rat. Idealist Monk. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Hungry Chef. Wild Hunter. Magical Minstrel. Dutiful Soldier. Stealthy Recluse. Fretful Bard. What did it say? Do not recommend using adventurers' music abilities. You don't tell me what to do. I'm going to go with the Fretful Bard. This is going to probably backfire horribly on me. It'll be fantastic. And then draw a persona card, set it face up in front of me, and then put my paper clip at base. paper clip my health. All the heroes, their health, max health is 12. Alright, abilities. Draw the starting abilities listed on your adventurer. 1 or 2 players, draft pick each ability. Yeah, we're not going to do that, we're just going to draw. So, my Idealist Monk gets 4 melee and 2 magic, and my Bard gets 6 music. And the Horde. Draw an additional influence ability and shuffle it into your ability pile. Start with 7 abilities. Gather a d20 and a helper card. Boom, helper card and d20. It's not rigged, it's not one of those magic spin downs. Alright, next, let's start this adventure. Your adventure begins. So you want to go on an adventure? The grizzly town's guardman asked with a smile. You, the troublemaking children of the town, nod eagerly. Alrighty then. Just don't tell your parents it was me. This is an instruction you'll see throughout the quest, providing helpful tips and instructions for you to follow. Next. Now, just remember, the most important rules when adventuring are to have fun and work together. Expedition is a lightweight game that is focused on having fun instead of memorizing rules. For example, during a round of combat, you can resolve abilities in any order. You can even change the order of abilities after they've been played. Now you've got a decision to make. Would you rather help clean up the guardhouse or deal with some rowdy fairy folk? At this point, your party should decide which option you'd like to pick. Your choice will affect your adventure, so choose wisely. There's no single way to win. Each quest has its own goals and missions that will be revealed as you play. Well, cleaning up doesn't sound very fun, so we'll deal with some rowdy fairy folk. Alright, knew that would be the one to excite you. Here's the deal. A wisp and a mushroom are causing a commotion at the market. As honorary members of the Town Watch, you may use whatever force is necessary to bring peace to the town. Here, take this to help you. The guardsman hands you some loot from the guard supplies. Draw 2 Tier 1 loot cards face up and distribute them to your party members as you see fit. You can give a loot to other party members at any time. Playing loot during combat does not count as an action and can be used at any time unless stated otherwise, even after you've used an ability. So our Bard gets Lucky Charm plus 4 to your next roll. And our Monk, Ancient Rune. Choose one. Cancel an enemy surge event, or one target takes 4 magic damage. Fitting for each of them. Next. You make your way to the market. The guardsman wasn't kidding about a commotion. You see floating magical mushrooms and wisps flying around, upsetting stalls and running into people. The situation is bad. Bread lies broken on the ground, merchants are mad, tea leaves are trodden upon. Squashes are squashed. You consider your options. Try to intimidate the fairies, arrest the fairies, use force to subdue the fairies. We're going to try to intimidate the fairies. You march up to them waving your wooden swords. As honorary members of the Town Watch, we demand you stop disturbing the peace. They ignore you. You try again. Stop! You yell as loud as you can. Nothing. You'll have to try a different strategy. So let's try to arrest the fairies. Still try to be peaceful. Oh, alright, ruin all the fun. But we're not going down without a fight. You're about to enter combat for the first time. The app will guide you through each round. The app will tell you which enemies to draw along with their class/deck icon on the back of the black enemy cards. To win, you must defeat all enemies. If all adventurers are knocked out, the battle is lost, but you may still be able to complete the quest. The app will tell you when enemies surge, which triggers the surge ability listed on enemy cards. So prepare to fight Will o' the Wisp Tier 1 and Magic Mushroom Tier 1. And they both have 6 health. So we'll clip our paper clip on there. next. Alright, solo play. Play as both adventurers, keeping each of their draw and discard piles separate. Shuffle your ability draw pile. Keep abilities played this combat in a separate discard pile. If you run out of ability cards to draw, shuffle your cards into a new draw pile. Pre-draw your hand of 3 abilities face down from your draw pile. Do not look at these cards until you start the timer. Start the timer, play 1 ability from your hand, place your finger on the screen. When all fingers are down, the timer stops. Be careful! If the timer runs out, you all take additional damage. Alright, start timer. Got the monk first. We're going to try to go with Lightning Bolt for him. And the Bard... What the hell? We'll go with Crescendo. Roll Resolve, the Horror. Adventurers at Min Persona must resolve their Persona effect and reset to base Persona before resolving abilities. Adventurers at Max Persona may choose to resolve and reset now or in a later round. Roll. Each adventurer rolls a die for each ability they played. If die equals to or greater than X, the ability succeeds. Ability cards may list additional effects based on roll even if they fail. Resolve your abilities in any order. You may change their resolution order during the round, even after some abilities have been played. Discard all abilities resolved this round. Shuffle the rest of your hand back into your draw pile. Modifiers. Enemies may have modifiers on their cards that affect the damage they receive. The modifier applies to the final damage value of each card played against them. Alright, so... gonna roll. That is... should have specified first. We'll do Lightning Bolt on the... doesn't matter because they're both weak to music and they're both at full health. So we'll do Lightning Bolt on Will-O-the-Wisp first. I got a crit. So the target first takes magic damage equal to half its current health. So it takes 3. Then it takes 4 damage. He dead. And now roll for Crescendo. Let's hope I get another 20. And we got 9. So one of the target's abilities affects 2 extra targets. So one of the, I guess the target will be the monk, and affects 2 extra targets, so it will affect the magic mushroom once, and there's not an additional target. So magic mushroom will take 4 damage. Go down to 2 there. So we killed 1, so we decreased the tier sum. It was at 2, we decreased it to 1 since there's 1 enemy remaining. Adventurers 1, so solo play, we keep that number at 1 unless all adventurers are knocked out. And all adventurers take 1 damage. So, ouch. Ouch. And next, go back through the ability draws. If I were thinking, I would have put a playmat down because cards like to stick to this table. Start timer. So, I'm gonna play Slam for the monk and Killer Solo for the Bard. So before I start rolling, Slam for the monk. Succeeds, deals 2 damage. Crit, the target first takes melee damage equal to half its current health. And then the Bard's Killer Solo. Succeeds, it deals 2 damage. Crit, deal double damage. Alright, so let's get our roll going. Do the monk first again. 16. So that definitely succeeds. And you know what? Before we kill it, we'll just see if the bard would have hit. 2. No. The bard would not succeed, but he also would not fail, so he doesn't take any damage. But this magic mushroom is defeated. So tier sum equals 0, so we get the victory for this adventure. Shuffle all your ability cards back into your ability draw pile. All adventurers heal to full health, even if at 0 health. With a final hit, the wisp and mushroom collapse to the ground, exhausted. Alright, you win! We give up! You handcuff them and drag them to the town guard. Ah, I'm impressed. Nice work, says the guardsman. Now for your reward. He laughs and smiles, reaching down to tussle your hair. I won't tell your parents what you were up to. Now you better get back home before it gets dark. You head home, excited for your next adventure. That's all it takes to play Expedition. The more quests are available on the app's homepage. At the end of each quest, you can provide feedback to help future Expedition quests even better. Even if you're feeling adventurous, you can dive into more advanced game modes in the Tools section. Don't forget to check out the settings in the top right. From here, you can further customize your gaming experience. Continued in the first expansion, Expedition the Horror, available at expeditiongame.com. And the end. We will return home. So let's explore the settings real quick. So here you can choose if you've got the expansion, do Expedition plus the Horror. Otherwise, you just do Expedition. You can change the number of adventurers. You can turn off the multi-touch, so whether or not players hold their finger on the screen to end combat. Adjust the difficulty. Adjust the timer speed. Turn on and off sounds. I've got the sound on my phone turned off. So you wouldn't hear the sound from that, but it does have background music during the encounters, during the fights. Show help, so setup and combat hints are shown. Vibration, auto roll. Do not show pre-generated rolls in combat, and you can adjust the font size. So that is the first adventure for Expedition, the learning to play. Now let's get into the horror and see what kind of horrific creations we will be dealing with. Alright, I've got everything set back up to before, everything cleared, and ready to start the next adventure. So we will select our adventurers. The two new ones that are with the horror expansion, the Wizened Antiquary, starting abilities 4 music, 2 influence, and the Independent Historian, starting abilities 4 melee and 2 influence. But you know what? I was really digging the Idealist Monk, so we're gonna pick that one again. You know what? We'll go with the Pack Rat. It's a little hodgepodge there. 2 range, 2 melee, 2 magic. Why not? We'll give that a go. And then get my persona card. Got confident, arrogant, and temperamental. Threw my paper clips on Earth thing. Boom. All right. right, let's get in cracking on this one. New to the horror. Personas. During setup, each adventurer also draws a persona card and sets it to base persona. Your persona reveals details about your character and how they react to events in the game. As your persona changes, you'll react differently. For players who enjoy role-playing, this adds more depth to characters. Of course, role-playing is always optional. Persona cards have 5 levels. If you reach min or max, you resolve the effect at roll and resolve phase of the next round of combat and then reset to base persona. If you're at max, you can choose not to resolve and reset this round. The intermediate levels, indicated by arrows, offer no bonuses. Influence abilities and horror enemy surges will raise and lower your persona levels. Your decisions in quests may also affect your persona level if the quest indicates it. Persona levels persist across boss fights. If you are knocked out, reset to base. New in the horror, influence abilities. During setup, each adventurer draws an additional influence ability card for a total of 7 starting abilities. Influence abilities are a powerful way to boost you and your allies' personas, or turn your persona into even more powerful abilities. When you level up, you can also choose to learn a new influence ability. So, you're back for another adventure, the Grizzly Guardsman asks. You, the adventurous children of the town and honorary members of the Guard, nod solemnly. It's been only a few months since your first adventure, yet the Guardsman appears to have aged years. Times have been tough for the town. Perhaps the trouble started after your first adventure, or perhaps your adventures have made you more aware of the world. But the town needs your help again, and who are you to say no? Which path did you take in the first Learning to Adventure quest? We fought the wisp and mushroom in the market. The guardsman clears his throat and begins. After you so bravely fought off the Fae, causing a commotion in the market, the town was quiet for a while. But little did we know they were gathering forces to get revenge on us. For the past month, the Guard has had our hands full fighting them off. But their most recent attacks have been more than we can handle. Frustrated at their lack of progress, they brought in allies of unspeakable horror. Some of these horrors have managed to get inside the town, but we can't spare anyone from the wall. We need you to stop them. The guardsman's speech lifts your spirits and prepares you for the fight ahead. All adventurers gain 1 persona. Slide your clip up to the upward arrow, and I need to draw a persona for the second adventurer. Got courageous, optimistic, and overconfident. So we'll put this to the monk, and the other one for the pack rat. Here, this might help, he says, offering you a glowing vial. Draw the holy water tier 2 loot. 1 adventurer gains 3 persona. Single use, use any time. You depart the guardhouse and head to the town square. The town square is silent and empty, with the sounds of battle echoing from the distant town walls. You glance around, confused. The guardsman definitely said the town square. And then you hear something. The clatter of hooves, growing louder. You spin to face it, weapons drawn, and the sight of a massive skeletal hound fills your vision. Prepare to fight. Tendalos Hound, Tier 3. Oh boy! Holy crap, that's a lot of health. That's 18 health. I don't know if 2 kids can take this down. Draw the enemy card listed above and place it in the center of the table. Put a token on the largest number on its health tracker. So we're going to have pack rat stuff over here on the right, and the monk over here on the left. So we got 3 for Packy and 3 for monk. This monk is not OCD like TV Monk. Alright, and start timer. So we're doing the monk first. Rayburn. Oh crap. There we go. Alright. We're gonna roll Pack Rat first, which is long shot. If it succeeds on an 11 or higher, deals 5 damage. 18. So that'll go through. Knocking him down to 13 health. And Rayburn, deal 2, if it succeeds for the monk, deal 2 damage. The target takes 2 extra damage from all other abilities this round. Ooh. We're gonna backtrack then. So we know the Pack Rat succeeded. Does the monk succeed? 19, it does. So he will do 2 damage. Knock it down to 16. And then 5 from long shot, plus the 2 extra from Rayburn. Putting this bad boy down to 9. Does he have any important modifiers? No, I didn't roll less than a 15, so don't lose any persona there. Alright, alright. Draw 3 new abilities for everybody. Keep my discard piles separate. All right, next. Start timer. All right, monk again. We're gonna go Bloodlust there. And Lightning Bolt there. All right, let's roll. Roll monk first. 7. And the Pack Rat. 5. Oh man, that hurts. And they should have lost 1 health from that last fight. I forgot to move that down. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my Holy Water to give 1 adventurer 3 persona. The question is, which one do I do? He's at 9 health. We'll go with the monk. No. We'll go with the Pack Rat. Play the top ability from my ability deck as though it is equal to 20. Yeah, we're doing that. All right, next we got our 3 new cards. Start timer. Inspiring Line. Gonna slam. And Whirlwind. Enemy Surge. Immediately follow the surge action listed on all remaining encounter cards. Some undead surges apply after they've been knocked out. Surge effects happen before abilities. Abilities that apply to this round do not affect surges. However, loot may still be used during a surge. If you are knocked out during a surge, do not resolve your abilities. So, oh, the surge is all event is the roll. Okay. Oh, I already bumped him up. Remember, kids, RTFC. Read the freaking card. Alright, and we rolled an 18. So his surge does not happen. We do not lose any persona. So now let's resolve. Well, let's roll for went first for the pack rat. 8. So it at least succeeds. Oh wait, we're gonna do the confident ability instead, which is charge for the pack rat. Play the top ability from your ability deck as though you rolled a 20. So that charge, we are dealing double damage, killing Tendelos Hound. And we're not even going to bother rolling the monk. We do victory. Shuffle all your ability cards back into your ability draw pile. All adventurers heal to full health even if at 0. With an oddly melodic sound, the hound's bones collapse onto each other. Though tired from your battle, you run back to the guardhouse knowing that he'll be excited about your success. You shove open the heavy wooden door and stumble into the dark interior. Behind you, the door slams into the wall, the noise echoing through the room as your eyes adjust. You look around, but the room is empty. "Hello?" you call out. Silence. Odd. You walk up to the desk in the back of the room where a candle burns low. On it lies a hastily scrawled note. "I'm sorry, Peter." To be continued with the next expansion coming 2018. And now you're ready to adventure with the horror. So that is Expedition with the horror expansion. I'm not a big solo gamer. I have a couple of games that can be played single player. I usually prefer to play games with friends or with other people, meet new friends at the game store or whatever. So this is one that I'll definitely carry with me, keep it in my car, or keep it in my game bag. And it's quick, it's fairly easy to learn. Setup is simple. I love the app. I think that it has a lot of potential, and I love that it is open source, so anyone that has the game or anyone that feels like creating an adventure for the game can do it and upload it. Endless possibilities there. You know, scrolling through it, there was one I saw that is kind of based off of Dead of Winter. See if I can find it again. Yeah, there it is. Dead of Winter, Chapter 1, a story influenced by the awesome game Dead of Winter. Your colony is attacked. How will you respond? Actions have consequences. So that's 1 to 2 hours. Players 1 to 6. So there's lots in here you can do. Anywhere from 10 minutes to a few hours. So with the app being open source, it has a lot of possibilities, endless or near endless possibilities of adventures that you can run with this. Like I said, I'm not big on playing physical games solo or single player. I know that there are a lot of people that are, and if you're one of those people, great. You will love this by yourself or with other people. I would rather play it with other people. I think it would be more enjoyable for me. Um, but if that's not an option for you, if you live in one of the more rural areas and you don't really get out to a game store a lot, don't get to have people over a lot for game nights, you can definitely play this solo. Like I said in the previous video, you could even do remote play where you can play with other people remotely with the app. Otherwise, this is a very fun game. Definitely going to play it some more and see if I can turn any other people onto it. I know this is one that I can get my wife to play, just because it's quick, it's simple. By the end of the day, when we have the girls in bed, we're both just exhausted. We don't want anything that's going to require too much thought and strategy. This definitely fits into that category. It does still require some thinking, some strategy to it with what you're going to play, but it's not super in-depth. It's simple. And we like that. We save the more complex games like Mansions of Madness, Descent, Betrayal at House on the Hill, things like that when we have other people coming over. We don't tend to play those with just the two of us. This is definitely one that we will play together for a few rounds. I'm definitely going to keep it in my car, keep it in my game bag, take it with me. I hope you all enjoyed, and stay tuned. Rising Sun just arrived, and so that will be in the next video, is unboxing my precious Rising Sun. Thank you, everybody.